different because I'm in my bedroom again. The last one I was in my bedroom too, but I was actually sitting on my bed. This time I'm on a little stool here because I have a nice blank wall behind me, and I'm out of breath. I am 30 weeks today, and I went and got my hair cut earlier. And before you judge, the place that I go to, there's this salon that's like less than 10 minutes from my house, and each stylist has their own suite. And so you call and make an appointment, and then when you're there, you call when you're outside and they come and let you in, and you go directly to the suite. And so they're able to like keep it very sanitized, and you're not sitting in a room with a ton of other people. You're wearing a mask, they're wearing a mask, and it's just you and the stylist. So I feel much more comfortable and safe there. Like I'm not scared that I'm going to be in this room. Like I haven't got a pedicure in almost a year because of Corona. I'm just like, I'm not going to be in the salon, even though people are wearing masks. It's just too many people too close together for too long of a period of time. But the stylist is really great, and you know, she's super nice and friendly, and it's like, it's just, you know, you're in this little room, and it's just, I feel safe. So anyway, so I got the hair done today, and I was like, okay, it's a good time to do a video. I made one last week. I didn't even finish editing the video. So I'm sorry if this sounds a little echoey as well, because there isn't a lot in our room right now. Like our bed is there, and then there's boxes over here with flooring in it, and then we have a couple other pieces of furniture, but without the carpet as insulation, you know, it's just having wood floors now, and they're so pretty. I'm so happy. It just kind of echoes. So, and then the camera is pretty far from me as well, and then the lighting is bad. Like I actually closed the blinds because it was like way too much white on the side and then dark on here. Anyways, you probably don't care that much about that. So let me get back to my point. I did a video last week, and I just never finished editing the video, and then it's a week later, and I'm like, well, I might as well just do a quick recap instead of uploading that crazy video and then having another one like tomorrow with not much. So I'm gonna kind of combine everything together. It's been a couple weeks since I did upload my last video. I went to the doctor last week, and it was a quick appointment. She used that little thing. I really should remember what it's called, but it's a little machine where they hear like a fetal monitor or something, where they can hear the heartbeat. And then she measured my belly again, and I am 31 centimeters. So I was 29 weeks at the time. So I'm pretty close to how many centimeters I'm supposed to be. And again, I think I've mentioned before, I have fibroids, so that does add a couple centimeters, but basically my stomach size is on track to how big it should be. And then she was like, so have you gone to see the fetal maternal specialist? I'm like, no, they haven't even called me. And I didn't have their information, and I kind of forgot to email her about that, because that was 4 weeks ago when she told me to see them, and I should have had an appointment last week when I saw her. Sorry, I was interrupted by my cat opening the door. I can't close it all the way right now. So the doctor, when I saw her, she was like, okay, let me put the referral in again and kind of bug them and make sure they call you. And then she came back with a piece of paper with their information on it. So I called them the next day in the afternoon and left a message. They didn't call me. Then the following day I called them again. I left another message. They didn't call me. And the following day was Friday, last Friday, because it's been a week. That was Sweet Pea. Yes, honey. Come here. He's so loud. So distracting too. So I emailed her, and I was like, hey, you know, they haven't called or anything. And I'm like, can you bug them so they call me on Monday, because I should be seeing them soon. And then Monday, kind of towards the around lunchtime, sorry, Sweet Pea's distracting me again. Monday around lunchtime, right before lunch, I did get a call from one of her nurses, and she was like, yeah, so they haven't called you, have they? I'm like, no. And I left them several messages, and she was like, okay, let me call over there and see what's going on. And she's like, she called me back a few minutes later. She's like, okay, they did get our fax. They will call you later today. So towards the end of the day, somebody did finally call me, and I was just like, okay, I'm relieved now, because that was important. It's an important appointment. I'm getting towards the end of my pregnancy. I only have 10 weeks left, so they do need to monitor the baby, and also make sure that it's a different location. I'm not going to downtown Atlanta anymore. I'm going somewhere much closer. It's like 15 minutes away rather than an hour, plus all the traffic and everything that's been going on. Like, just getting down there has taken like an hour and a half, and I'm like, this is too much, especially because I have gestational diabetes. I'm supposed to eat every 2 hours. So it's like by the time I get there and I park and I get into the appointment, while I'm in the appointment, which they're not short appointments, it's usually an hour or more, I should be eating something, and then, or I should be taking my blood sugar, and it's like, it's really difficult to do all of those things. You know, my days are broken up into 2-hour blocks, and when you add on all the traveling on top of that just to see the doctor when there's a doctor that's 15 minutes away, it was getting kind of ridiculous. So I'm glad that next week I have an appointment with them. They're much closer, and you know, it's I don't know the doctor yet, so that's kind of like, that kind of sucks, because the one in Atlanta, I really liked her. She was very nice. She knew what she was doing. You know, she was very sure of herself. So it was like, anyway, I keep getting distracted by stuff. So I get to go next week to see the fetal maternal specialist, and I'm looking forward to that because, you know, I get to, they're going to do another ultrasound, and I get to see the baby, see how much bigger it is. And I don't think I mentioned this, but the last time that I went to this fetal specialist, when the tech was trying to find the baby, she found its face, and the way the face kind of came out, it was like, it looked like it was wearing like a hood, and the face kind of peeked out like that. It was so cute, and it looked like that Sith thing from the Star Wars movies, like the old creepy man in the last movie. That's what you just see, this little face peek out, and it's like in black and white and everything, and it just looked kind of like that. I was like, oh my god. As my husband keeps teasing me about if the baby's going to be born on May 4th, and he's like, can't they just kind of push it and make it come out on the 4th instead? And I was like, we're due on the 6th. If it comes out on the 4th, it does. I'm not going to be like, we're really big Star Wars fans, we have to have it come out early. Yes, Sweet Pea. That's not going to happen. Sweet Pea's crying. What? So, sorry. He's been very, very cuddly lately. Like the last couple days, he's been sitting on the couch with me, which he never does. He'll come and meow at me and then walk away, but he won't sit with me. So, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, it's because you're pregnant. And I'm like, I've been pregnant for like 7 months, and now he's finally like, oh, let me cuddle with you. I don't know. Maybe it is a baby. I don't know. So, things are going well. And I have 2 appointments next week. So I'll be getting more and more appointments like every week coming up soon. I think in about 5 weeks. I think that's when I'll have to go in once a week to see the doctor, make sure everything is going right, because we're down to 10 weeks. Yay. My husband's like, next week we'll be in 1 digit. I'm like, you're going to count down like NASA? I'll be like 10, 9, 8. And I'll show you guys my bump. So get off the stool. Well, you can't really see with this shirt because it's a very flowy shirt. It's so comfortable though, so I'll pull it up. You can see my bump. You can see my little baby bump. And I actually, the other day when I was getting ready to take a shower, I was just like, I was naked, and I was like, oh my god, I actually look pregnant. I don't just look fat anymore. Because it's like, it's very round, and I was just like, oh. And then it was weird. I was kind of like looking at her, I'm like, oh. Well, I'm happy, and the baby kicks a lot. When I'm like sitting down after I eat, maybe about 20 minutes later, I start feeling the baby kick a lot. It likes to kick my cervix. I don't really like that. It's like, I'll start rubbing my belly. I'm like, kick somewhere else. I'm like, come on, baby, kick something else, because it doesn't hurt, but it just feels really weird and awkward. And it's like, ooh. And sometimes it makes me feel like I'm gonna pee, so I'm just like, stop kicking there. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna only get worse over the next few months because it's just gonna get bigger. And I mean, I pee a lot already anyway, so it's like, oh. But I'm trying to think of what else. Okay, so I'll take you guys on a little tour of what's going on upstairs in our bedroom now because, well, the entire upstairs, it's a huge mess, but my husband's really close to finishing. He's got a couple more rows in here. He did some today at lunch. And then the baby room, I think it only has 3 more rows. Besides putting the baseboards on, which I think he'll be able to finish before the baby gets here, and doing, you know, finishing our room, there is one other bedroom that doesn't need to be done completely. But I'm not as worried about that room because I don't really care. It's like, it's a spare room. It's not where we sleep and it's not where the baby's gonna sleep. So that's okay. So let me take you on that tour. Okay, so this is the bedroom. And see, there's just that little part right there left. Let me back up. He put the cardboard boxes all over the floor, so you're gonna hear, and then you're gonna see them in a second. That's our headboard. No focus, there we go. Let me see if I can zoom out. So it's like, you know, he has that section right there to do, and then where all of that is. So he's gonna finish our room and then go into the baby room, because the last 3 rows, he can't, this nail gun right here, he can't use that because there's not enough space, so he has to do it by hand. So he wants to kind of finish this, that way he can get that tool out of the way. And then you can see how pretty the floor is. And then my bed is not made, so we'll gloss over that. But he put all these boxes down so we're not scratching up the floor, or he's not dripping glue or anything on it while he's still, everything's under construction. And then this is the nursery. So see, there's just a little strip over there. And it looks like it's about 3 boards wide. And then this is where he's been putting, the stool that I was sitting on is normally in here. And he puts the glue here and everything. And then he's got some stuff in there in the closet. But this is the nursery for now until, you know, he finishes. And then let's go here. Then we go down the hallway. This chair is usually downstairs. Hey, go to the chair. So this is my recording room, and there's the crib and the changing table. I don't know why that chair is like that, but that's the bottom of the crib. And then we have our guest bed up against the wall. But the floor, it's just so pretty. Instead of the creamy, ugly carpet. And then this is the other room, the guest room that's not finished yet. He hasn't even, this is the hallway, he hasn't even got into this room at all. But there's other equipment and things in here that he's using, so that's kind of the last place that needs to be done. Okay, so I'm kind of holding the camera. So that's it for my video. I will have probably another one maybe next week, at the end of the week or the week after. I have to hold the camera straight. Sorry, I'm not used to holding it. And I'm out of breath just from walking around. The baby is like pushing into my lungs already. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.